Russell Westbrook is destined for the Hall of Fame, and you don't get into the Hall of Fame unless you're really good. But how good is Westbrook actually? For some fans, he's not even good, he's washed. For some players, he's just good. And for the NBA media, he's overrated.
And I've said this about Westbrook. Here it is right now. You got 8 seconds left. What is that? Is that he is the convertible sports car of the NBA. He's glamorous, he's sexy, he's eye-popping. But I believe he can be incredibly ineffective when it matters.
But for the NBA legends, Russ is crazy good, and here we'll listen to them explain this. Russell Westbrook was always meant to be someone who played with force. He was actually drafted by the Supersonics, who then became the Thunder after he was signed. And it's with this thunderous force that he played, dominated the league, and recorded triple-doubles like it was nothing. It's the same force that made Kobe compare Russ to himself.
He's got the potential to be explosive and unstoppable. He's got the same type of dog that I had in me, that I still have in me. When I was coming up playing with Shaq, and he's got the same, the same fight. He's just 6'4".
But when he eventually signed with the Lakers, he couldn't live up to the expectations, and Magic Johnson didn't hold back with the criticism.
Well, Russell Westbrook, young man, you got to know there was expectations when you called LeBron and Anthony Davis and said you wanted to be a Laker. You saw Kobe Bryant play and win all those championships. And Kobe said you were the guy. So you know you had to come here knowing that it's about championships when you put the purple and gold on. Quit battling the press. Take ownership and accountability and say, hey, I haven't played well, but I got a chance to turn it around. So I'm tired of excuses.
Johnson often pointed to Russ's tendency to force plays, which led to high turnovers and questionable decision-making in key moments. For Magic, Westbrook's inability to adjust his game to fit alongside other stars like LeBron James and Anthony Davis was a missed opportunity to elevate the Lakers team. But guess what? His revival in Denver proves that he can be dangerous while playing alongside the best player in the world.
The media said this is horrible. Who wanted him?
The best player in the world.
The best player in the world because he's playing against him. So he knows I need that engine with me.
And look how right he was. The Nuggets are 14-4 when Russ starts, and he's still dropping those triple-doubles. He is that good, and as they say, real recognize real, which explains why other dominant players like Shaq have always taken Westbrook's side.
Never said this to you before. You're wrong.
Okay,
this guy's playing historical basketball. For many years we've been saying, oh, you shoot too much, you're selfish, you need to get, make your teammates better. He's been doing it.
But it's not just about singing praises all the time. Shaq also has advice for Brody.
Like he wants to do so good, he's going 1,000 miles an hour. I said, my man, slow down. Like the one play, he starts the fast break back there, and then he's fast, but not as fast as the old Russ. And then the young guy caught up with him. He turned on, it's like, bro, take your time, slow it down, and then explode. Don't give the guy time to react. Like if you start back at 94 feet, full speed, guy gonna turn, you get the wreck. So I was just telling him, bro, just slow down, just take your time.
And that's so true, because it's easy for him to get pressure because of the high praises and comparisons to Kobe. But then there are other players that Westbrook gets compared to a lot. Westbrook is mostly known for his high energy, not skill or finesse. But just because he's that crazy good, he still gets compared to the GOAT.
I liken him to Michael Jordan. Just because of his competitive fire and nature and, it's him against anybody, him against the world mentality. So, I think he's great.
But for Chuck, even MJ doesn't have his energy.
And let me tell you something. I've been in this thing for 30 years. I've never seen a player give maximum effort every single night like him. And I'm played against the greats.
Wait, even Jordan?
Even Jordan didn't play as hard as Russell Westbrook does. And Michael's the greatest of all time. But this guy gives maximum effort every single play, every single night.
But for a legend like Tracy McGrady, he sees shades of Allen Iverson, a dynamic, fearless competitor who plays with a chip on his shoulder.
He is Allen Iverson. You have to put guys that really don't care about scoring the ball. It's just all about, we know this is our guy, Russ is our guy. We got to defend, we got to rebound, and he's just got to be ready.
Also, T-Mac believes that Westbrook's MVP season in 2017, where he averaged a triple-double for the whole season, is probably the greatest ever season for a player.
I'm looking at Westbrook there's no way I can knock if he gets the MVP alone. I can't knock that because this may be the greatest single season performance we ever seen.
But in all the comparisons, his comparison to Kobe is probably the closest one. And while NBA legends respect Russ's stats and performance, Kobe saw beyond all that.
He plays the game with such an energy, with such an aggressiveness. I think it needs to be appreciated. He's not out there trying to be cute with the basketball. He's not out there trying to make friends. These guys are playing hard every time down. It takes a lot of energy to be able to do that. He just never seems to run out of it.
But you can't talk about high energy and NBA legends and not mention Kevin Garnett.
Until I start meeting other people that have that same kind of feel. Russell Westbrook probably energetically and wholesomely reminds me of myself. He cares about others.
Interestingly though, KG was the same person that said no one in this generation could play 20 years ago.
If I'm being honest, bro, I don't think anybody in this generation could have played like 20 years ago. If I'm being 100.
So if Russ reminds him of himself, and Russ can't play 20 years ago, then he probably can't play then either. But regardless, the intensity of the game then is what KG was referring to, and everyone knows Westbrook plays with that intensity. You see, when Kevin Garnett speaks about Russell Westbrook, it's with a deep understanding of what it is to compete at the highest level, and it goes beyond what happens on the court.
You know, when I sat down and talked to Russell Westbrook a couple times, and if you've ever sat down with him, he's not all deep brother, and is real. Like what? Like so.
Real
today,
and raw.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
not a fake bone in his body.
Man, it was dope to talk to him, Stephen A. And he felt like an old soul. I felt like he was an old cousin that I ain't know I had.
To KG, Russ's intensity and mindset is so much like him. But for LeBron James, Russ is the ultimate Energizer Bunny.
He's like the Energizer Bunny, man. He doesn't get tired. He doesn't get tired, and you know when he had that passion for the game too as well. You know that it's very doable. So, you know, with that being said, with his athleticism, him being able to go get those rebounds.
But for Reggie Miller, he takes Russ's intense mentality to a violent level.
You know, we talked about this AAU generation and guys, you know, wanting to dap and let's go have dinner together. Russell Westbrook does not want to hug it out with you. He's like Jordan. He wants to rip your throat out.
It's this intensity that people see between him and KD sometimes, and they think they have a beef off the court, like for real. But KD knows better.
When he's retired, people are going to really tell the truth about how they feel about his game. Right now, it's a fun thing to do is to make a joke out of Russ, but he you know, the way he's been playing is since he got with the Clippers, showed everybody who he really is.
I feel like the only people to do that too is the people who don't know basketball.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? And don't know what it's like to compete. I know for me, Russ is one of my closest friends. You know what I'm saying? And so people that do that and talk crazy probably wish they could be in that situation.
There's no doubt that people will have to take a serious look at his career after he retires. But the legends who have retired know just how crazy good Russell is, and they are just waiting for us to see the light.
Russell's season is the best that I know I've ever seen. I played against Jordans and
wow,
all these great players, and Kobe's and Iversons and Shaq's. This is the best season I've ever seen.
Right now, no one wants to have that discussion on Russell Westbrook probably having the single greatest season performance in the history of the league. And if you think Jokic deserves that title now, well, guess what? Westbrook contributed to that. But the fact that no one wants to talk about it aligns perfectly with the Big O's prediction about Russ.
We were in a room by ourselves talking. I said, I'm happy for you, but man, I said, they're going to turn on you.
Wow, you told him that?
Yeah. I said,
I remember seeing him in the locker room. When Russell walked in, he was in the locker room waiting on him. I seen that.
I said, they're going to turn on you because they're going to expect you to do this every night.
Yeah.
And even if you do it, you don't win, they're going to blame you.
So true. But regardless, the GOAT believes that Russ's greatness goes beyond any performance or stat or even championships. It's the passion for the game that matters the most.
But the thing about him that very few basketball players have is his passion for the game of basketball. Every time I played the game of basketball, when I stepped onto that floor, I always felt like there was someone there that never saw me play the game of basketball. And that motivated me every single night. This kid has the same passion.
Russell Westbrook is the only one of his kind. We can compare him to the greatest or the worst. The NBA media might hate him and call him overrated, but the NBA legends who actually played the game know better. He's had a crazy journey in the league, but he's having an even crazier revival. But the craziest thing will probably be winning the championship in Denver. Do you see that happening? What stands out about Russ to you? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, you should see our video on how NBA players really feel about Russell Westbrook.